Hey, how's it going everybody? Thanks for tuning into the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the Elephant Money platform. First, we'll go over the dev team, then we'll talk about the tokenomics that back the Elephant token, and we'll go deep into the mechanics of the protocol to show exactly how the rewards for Trunk native staking and the Stampede bonding are generated. After we understand exactly how the protocol works, we'll answer 3 very important questions you should always ask yourself before investing in a crypto platform like this. 1. What problem are they solving? 2. How many people will buy in? And 3. Is it sustainable for the long term? Got a great video ready for you, so stay tuned. This is Into Crypto, a channel I started to share my journey into decentralized finance. Here you will get to see weekly videos of an average Joe investor, myself, start with a minimal amount of capital and attempt to make it big in the crypto space. I will show you everything that happens in my portfolio with full transparency, no matter how bad it may get. I should mention I am not a financial advisor and all my content is intended for entertainment and education only. You should always do your own research before making any investments. If you would like to join the Into Crypto community or you just want to learn more about the crypto space, please check out the links below. And while you're down there, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's get into crypto. So, one of the things that I really like when I come across a new crypto project is if the developer team is not anonymous. And in fact, that is the case with Elephant Money. The lead developer is named Tony Perkins, aka the Bank Teller. He is by all accounts a social justice warrior fighting on the battlefield of economic empowerment. He graduated from MIT with a bachelor's degree in computer science and went on to Boston University where he earned a master's in administrative studies. He's had a long career in fintech where he most notably worked for State Street and Fidelity, who are both big players in the fintech industry. At State Street, he was the Senior Software Architect VP, and at Fidelity, he was the Chief Technical Officer for a Fidelity service called FidSafe, and he later went on to become the VP of Web Architecture for all of Fidelity. He is now the founder and CEO of his own company, Mako Labs, which focuses on the real-world use cases at the intersection of cloud computing and blockchain technology. The Bank Teller created Bankroll Flow, a first-of-its-kind daily ROI platform on the Tron network. The platform was arguably successful, and being the first of its kind, it was not without flaws. After a fall in price of the native token of Bankroll Flow, another dev team came along and forked the code. It has since been added to the Binance Smart Chain as the Drip network. While the Bank Teller is responsible for end-to-end coding, he will humbly tell you that the development of his platform is largely driven by a massive team of volunteers, consultants, and active community members who are responsible for the white paper, social media presence, and video tutorials. If you do search social media, you will find a wealth of videos with an overwhelmingly positive community sentiment. On YouTube, there is an official Elephant Money channel where you can find Elephant Money University as well as multiple AMA interviews with the Bank Teller himself. Elephant Money also has an official Twitter that has 9,000 followers and hundreds of tweets. One thing that I like most about the Bank Teller is that he makes time to interact with his community through the official Elephant Money Telegram group. The Telegram group has over 5,000 members and is growing very fast. The platform does have not 1, but 2 security audits. If you would like to look at them more, they are available on the Elephant Money website. I will mention here that the platform passed every metric that it was measured against for the Solidity Finance audit and did receive a security score of 87 from CertiK, with all of their findings being minor. Elephant token is a fixed supply token, meaning it is not inflationary or deflationary. It may have some deflationary qualities due to the mechanics of the Elephant Money platform, but there are no more elephant being minted and there are none being burned. One characteristic that is extremely important for understanding the sustainability of the Elephant Money platform is that Elephant is a reflection token. This means that any wallet or contract that holds Elephant will automatically receive airdrops of more Elephant token. The amount of tokens that are sent to your wallet depend on the trading volume and the number of tokens you hold. If the trading volume is low and you only hold a small bag of Elephant, you won't receive as much as if trading volume is high and you have a large bag. So if you hold Elephant token, you actually make money 2 ways, from the price appreciating and from receiving more tokens. Again, understanding that any wallet or contract that holds Elephant will receive more Elephant over time is a very important aspect of how the platform remains sustainable. At the project's inception, there was a starting supply of 1 quadrillion tokens. This may seem like a lot, but let's look at how they were distributed. 49% or 49 trillion tokens were sent immediately to the Elephant Graveyard. The Elephant Graveyard is a smart contract that does collect reflections, and because of this, it is not your typical burn address. When the graveyard hits 51% of the total supply, it will automatically sell off 1% and rebalance down to 50% of the supply. When the sell-off happens, the money is sent to locked liquidity on PancakeSwap. This rebalancing mechanic keeps the graveyard from consuming all of the profits of the platform through the reflections and creates a vehicle to passively add liquidity to PancakeSwap, hardening the price of Elephant. The sell-off does create a dip, but as you can see from the most recent rebalancing event, many investors, myself included, wait for this dip to happen and capitalize on the price drop. 1% or 1 trillion tokens was set aside for marketing and used among other things for the security audits that you see on the website, and 25% or 25 trillion tokens was sent to investors that participated in the liquidity drive, and the final 25%, 25 trillion tokens, was sent with the money raised in the liquidity drive to PancakeSwap as locked liquidity. Now we are going to dive into the protocol. We will start with the mint and redeem functions and then move to the Trunk native staking and Stampede bonding. To help with your understanding of how everything works, I have created some flowcharts with examples and explanations. If you would like to look at the flowcharts for yourself, there is a link in the description of this video. Let's first take a look at the minting function. In this example, 100 BUSD will be used to mint Trunk. Straight off the top, a 1% fee is sent to PancakeSwap as Trunk BUSD liquidity. 25% is then used to purchase Elephant, which is deposited in the Elephant treasury. 74% of the BUSD used to mint Trunk is sent to the cash treasury, where it will not be touched until the Trunk is redeemed. At the same time, the Elephant treasury then sells enough Elephant to purchase 11 Trunk, 10 of which are deposited in the dividend pool, and 1 is deposited in the performance pool. There are 2 very important things to understand about the minting function. The first is that the buys and sells of Elephant trigger reflections. These reflections are deposited anywhere Elephant is held, including the Elephant treasury. The second important thing to understand is that more Elephant is purchased and deposited in the Elephant treasury than is sold from the treasury and deposited in the rewards pools. This means that every time Trunk is minted, it will provide upward pressure for the price of Elephant. Now let's look at the redeem function. In this example, 100 Trunk will be redeemed. The first thing that happens is a 1% fee is sent to the dividend pool to be paid out as rewards to stakers. Next, the function will determine if Trunk is at or above peg. If Trunk is above peg, you will receive a payout in 100% BUSD. If Trunk is below peg, you will receive a payout of 75% BUSD and 25% Trunk. This mechanic is in place to help Trunk maintain a peg at 99 cents. In the background, the Elephant treasury will sell enough Elephant to purchase 4 Trunk, 3 of which will be deposited in the dividend pool to be paid out as rewards to stakers, and 1 will be sent to the performance pool. Just like the minting function, it is important to understand that the redeem function does trigger the sell of Elephant, which in turn triggers reflections that will be added to the Elephant treasury. Next is Trunk native staking. The mechanics of Trunk native staking are pretty straightforward. The big take home here is that your principal can be withdrawn at any time with no fees. Additionally, there is no fee to compound or to claim. The rewards are paid out of the dividend pool at a rate of 1% of the total dividend pool balance per day. The APR can be easily calculated by multiplying 0.01 times the total dividend pool balance and dividing by the total staked balance. Then multiply this number by 100 to get the daily APR and by 365 to get the yearly APR. Because only a percentage of his total balance is paid out daily, the dividend pool will never go to a zero balance. As the total staked amount and the dividend pool balance change, so will the APR that is paid out to stakers. Finally, let's talk about Stampede bonding, the bread and butter of the Elephant Money platform. When Trunk is deposited into Stampede, it is used to purchase Elephant. 50% of this Elephant is sent to PancakeSwap as liquidity, and 50% is sent to the Elephant treasury. The Elephant treasury pays out 0.56% of the total bonded amount daily in the form of Trunk. Your rewards can be compounded with no fees or claimed with a 2.5% fee that is sent to PancakeSwap as liquidity. Just like minting and redeeming, Stampede bonding triggers buys and sells of Elephant that in turn trigger reflections that are dispersed to all Elephant holders, including the Elephant Treasury. To recap on what we have learned, let's look at how the money flows through the platform. If we look at this chart, we can see that the Elephant Treasury is the engine that runs the Elephant Money machine. It is fed from minting, bonding, and reflections. All of the rewards from the platform come directly or indirectly from the Elephant Treasury. Since we have now answered the question of where the rewards come from, we can take a stab at whether or not this platform is sustainable for the long term. Since all of the rewards are paid from the Elephant Treasury, it would make sense that the Elephant Treasury would have to be growing over time for this platform to remain sustainable. A quick look at the holders of Elephant Token showed that the Elephant Treasury is the second largest non-liquidity holder of Elephant Token behind the Elephant Graveyard. If we look at a chart of the total Elephant balance over time, we also see that it has been steadily increasing since the creation of the contract. This is a very good sign for the platform because it does prove that the protocol is working. The bump you see to the left of the chart is from the bank teller optimizing the protocol to ensure growth of Elephant Treasury over time. Another chart to look at is the locked liquidity. Locked liquidity is important for many reasons, but in the case of Elephant Money, it works as a deflationary mechanic for the Elephant Token. The more Elephant Token that is sent to PancakeSwap for liquidity, the less will be in circulation, which has a positive influence on the price. The Elephant Money platform is unique in that it does not incentivize adding liquidity. All liquidity is added through the main functions, minting, redeeming, and bonding. At this point, we have definitively answered that yes, the Elephant Money protocol is sustainable long term, and we can now answer the other two questions posed at the beginning of this video. What problem is this platform solving? Well, if you've been paying attention and you've watched this far, this should be easy to answer. The Elephant Money platform is meeting the demand for a low-risk, sustainable, long-term yield on stablecoins. How many people will buy Trunk and Elephant? Well, I think this question is best answered by posing another question. Now that you know you can earn a low-risk, long-term, sustainable yield on stablecoins, why wouldn't you buy? Well, that's all I've got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'd like to give a special thanks to Mike Dre from the Elephant Money Telegram community for really getting into the weeds with me on this protocol and helping me learn the ins and outs. If you watched this far, please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more deep dive videos like this, and let me know in the comments if there is another platform you would like me to do a review on. Until next time, see you guys.